Chief, let me thank you, and let me thank you and the command staff for the investigation of this matter, and for laying out the facts to all of us, and to the city today. Let me just start off by saying that what happened the night of April the 21st has dramatically affected many people in this city. Nicolas Chavez's life was taken, and his family must live with their personal loss and anguish for the rest of their lives. And today is a difficult day for all of us, especially the Nicolas Chavez family, to the Houston Police Department, to the 4 police officers and their families who are being affected, who have been dismissed, and for the city of Houston. The video is difficult to watch, and I have seen it several times. It's difficult to watch without questioning why the shooting happened in the end, and wishing the encounter could have ended differently, and knowing that it should have had a different outcome. It was roughly a 15-minute or so encounter, and for almost the entire time, I cannot fault the police officers for what they did. But in those final seconds, when deadly force was used, I have, as mayor of this city, asked several questions. Did Mr. Chavez pose an immediate threat to any police officer or to the general public? What weapon or instrument did he have that could have posed an imminent threat to the officers or to the general public? And if Mr. Chavez had a taser in his hand, would that have justified the use of deadly force? And those questions I have asked over and over and over again. And in this case, I have concluded that there was no imminent threat to any police officer, and they could have returned home to their families. And I've said that many times. I want police officers to do their jobs. I recognize that their jobs every day is a difficult one, and at the end of the day, I want each and every one of our police officers to return home to their families. There was no threat to the general public, and Mr. Chavez only posed a threat to himself. And he, too, could have lived and could have gotten the help that he desperately needed. I have the responsibility, as mayor of this city, of representing the entire city, every single person that lives in our city, classified, police officers, firefighters, municipal workers, and the 2.3 million Houstonians. And when employees follow the policy and the rules and do things that are right, as mayor, I will stand with each and every one of them. Even in the midst of criticism, I will stand with you. But when employees fail to follow the policy and they don't do things right, we have to call them things as they are. And I have concluded that the shooting was not justified in this case, the shooting at the end. And that's unfortunate. And the dismissal of the 4 officers in this particular case is warranted. The city has roughly 5,300 police officers, and 99.9% of them do an incredible job each and every day. We fully recognize that they put their lives on the line each and every day. And since I've been mayor, some have died in the line of duty. And have been permanently injured. And since I've been mayor, we have supported them, provided the equipment that they needed, and funded this department even in the midst of criticism. But the disciplinary action being taken today does not lessen the support or the respect or the admiration of each and every one of our police officers. But the action being taken today does say, in our city, we hold everyone accountable, that there are consequences for certain actions, that every person in our city has value and is important, whether they're healthy or whether they're vulnerable, whether they're in substance abuse crisis or facing mental health issues. Everyone, every life is important. No one should conclude that the dismissal of these officers is an indictment on HPD or the 5,300 police officers. But when you are wrong, there are consequences. And for the good of every police officer who serves, for the good of everyone that follow the rules, that protect this city, it is important for us to call a ball and a strike. And when police officers, when they do their job, I will stand by you. But when you fire, like in this case in the end, when there was no imminent threat, then accountability must take place in order for our city to move forward. And that's what's happening here today. It's not an easy matter, and it's difficult for all of us. But you can't bring back Mr. Chavez, and you can't fill the hole in this family's life. But we can move forward, in spite of our pain, to work together to heal our city. And that's what we're doing today.